Hi guys and girls on YouTube, welcome to my channel. In this video we're going to be looking at this vintage 1990s Philips TV. Now I think this is quite unusual because it's in white, which is quite an unusual colour. A lot of people used to buy white sets for a bedroom. Now it's a long time ago since I've seen one of these. I cannot remember what chassis it is. It might be a CP90. I don't think it's a G set, and they came in, as far as I can remember, they came in a 21-inch set as well, which might have been a CP110. But what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to get the service manual out and get the back off and see what jogs my memory. But let's take a quick look at the front. Now I think off the top of my head, this is a model that had either a 1.2 or a 2.4 volt battery to store the tuning settings, and when the battery went faulty it lost its memory and you had to tune it in every time. But that's only just off the top of my head. I won't know till I get the service manual, or at least get the back off and have a look. But it's in very good cosmetic condition. It's actually got a little bit of history behind it, this, because on the back there's a sticker of the supplying dealer. So that's the back view, and if you look at this sticker here, it says GH Sumner Limited, 433 Palatine Road, Northern to Manchester. Now this company's been going over 100 years and they're still in business. And if you look at the phone number 998-2705, if we take a look at their website, they've actually got the same number. So that's the company there. It's been in business over 100 years. They're still selling televisions and radios. You can of course look up this on the internet. Since 1923. In fact, this is not the first time I've actually featured this company. I had a radio, a valve radio that had come from here, and I did a video on that once. Now here there's another sticker on the back with a number on. Whether that's just a stock number or this set's gone wrong at one time and it was returned back to this dealer for repair, I don't know. But let's get a screwdriver and get the back off and see what jogs my memory inside. It's a little bit dirty, but it is only dirt. This will soon clean off that with some foam cleaner. Now one of the slight problems is why I can't just identify this TV. You'll see that the model plate's missing, so I don't actually know what model it is, but I have a feeling it's a CP90 chassis, but I'll get the back off. I'm sure that'll jog my memory. Right, so there we go. That's an interior view. It is, as I thought, a 2.4 volt battery. That's not the original, by the way. The originals were orange. That's a replacement one. Now, do I have these in stock? Absolutely. Will they be any good after 30 years? Absolutely not. But that is going to want replacing, or at least just taking out, because it's leaking, as you can see. Just out of curiosity, I'll just go and have a look, and I'll come back in a minute, see if I've got these. I should have these, but I doubt for 1 minute they'll be any good. Right, let's have a quick look in the storeroom. I can see exactly where they are by the colour in the front. These here. Let's just go and get these under a better light and have a look. It's better. Yeah, that's the 1.2. They're the 1.2 batteries, and the 2.4 is just two of these welded together. That there is the 2.4 volt one. Well, actually it doesn't look like it's leaking, does it? I suppose a sensible thing to do would be get one out and test it. But that's the one. In fact, back in the day, these backup batteries were a very good money maker, because it didn't take long to fit. You know exactly what, when the customer said, oh, it won't tune anything in, and the brightness and the contrast and the colour have all gone down, you know exactly what it was before they even brought the set in. And a really nice, easy money maker. Well, that's actually in remarkable condition for something that's 30 odd years old. No sign of leakage whatsoever, but will it work? That's the thing. Right, so it's got some voltage. It's not 2.4, it's 1.6, so it's down, but it's got some power in. But what I can't remember is whether these were rechargeable or not. I'm going to have to look up the service manual, aren't I? But before we start looking for the service manual, let's just take a little time to look over it. Degaussing persistor, they were quite common. They used to explode inside, and sometimes they blow the fuse down there. It is actually quite clean at the front, but there's a bit of dust that's fallen through the ventilation holes at the back. But it is in quite nice condition overall. I think what we need to do is have a look underneath, see if there's any dry joints. That's the tube base. You can see by the blackening here it's had a bit of use, a fair bit of use I would say. The tube is made by Philips as well. Yes, it is quite dusty, but that will clean up. These scan coil rubbers in here didn't give any trouble in these sets. They did in a lot of the cheaper like Mat series Amstrads, but they didn't seem to give any trouble in these. But let's have a look underneath the chassis first, and then we'll see about powering it up, I guess. Right, so you can see where the new battery's been soldered in there. I wonder if that's that little sticker on the back is a job number for when this had a new battery. There's obviously a bit of a modification been done there. I don't know whether that's factory or the dealer's done that. The chopper transformer looks like it's been resoldered, as does the line output transformer. And I can see, let's get the camera, I can see dry joints there on the chopper transistor, and probably the snubber network as well, so we'll have to attend to that. But the degaussing persistor's not been out, that's still original soldering. So I think virtually nothing's been done to this telly. It's obviously been very, very reliable. Right, so I'll just solder up. I don't know how well they show up on the camera. I'll just solder a few of these dry joints, and then I'll see if I can pull out the manual for it. Right, so I've got a bit more light on now from this little bench lamp. I can actually see a lot more dry joints than I could the first time, so I've done all them. I've taken the decision just to change that battery anyway. It'll either work or it won't. So that's the old, yeah, you see Koenig, so it has been replaced just like I thought. But that needed taking out anyway, because it'll ruin the circuit board if it's leaking. But anyway, I put the new old stock one in. Let's just see what happens. Right, so I've actually identified the chassis. It is what I thought, CP90, because we got this article in March 1993, and that's the chassis there. The reason you've got another board plugged in there, I think that was a teletext upgrade. The sockets on the board where you could just plug a teletext board in, but that is almost certainly the one. So I'll just look for the service manual now for the CP90 in case we need to do anything to it. In fact, we just have a look at this, servicing the Philips CP90 chassis by Richard Newman. There's a diagram there, the overcomplicated power supply. You can see there, thyristor, over voltage, crowbar trip. So we probably don't even need the service manual, but in fact there is a list of the models. So that might be useful in identifying what model I have. But because I used to write common faults I had on the front of the service manual, I will just have a look, see if I can pull it out. But that's it there. That's March 1993, that article. Right, we're in business. I found the service manual CP90, and if you look there, that is the teletext board that was an optional plug-in, and that fits into, if you can just see, that and that socket under there. Yeah, it plugs into there, so that was an optional extra. You could just convert this set into a teletext. Right, so we've got the service manual if we need to do anything. Let's see about just turning this on. Can leave that out for a second, that's only degaussing. Oh, speaker we might have to plug in over there. In fact, to tell you what, let's just slide the whole chassis back in. So just while the reservoir capacitor is just finishing reforming, I'm just going to have a quick look in the circuit description if it tells you if the battery is rechargeable or not. Right, so here's the answer to that. It tells you on this page here. This is achieved by connecting a 2.4 volt nickel cadmium battery to pin 14. The battery is normally powered from the plus 12 volt supply, so that is indeed a rechargeable battery. So hopefully that battery will charge up again. Right, so let's just flick it on first, and we'll see what happens. I don't think you'll have a picture if the set is working, because the battery's been out, so it should have lost all its memory, brightness, contrast, colour tuning, but we should hear something anyway. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. I've got a red light. Standby. Right, so does that mean we have to press a button to bring it on, or do we need the remote control? Let's press the power button, see what that, not power, program. Let's press the program button, see if it comes on. Oh yes, it's on. Yeah, and we do have a raster. So what we're going to do now is get a skybox connected to it, and let's have a look at tuning it in. It's a little bit blurry, out of focus, but that might not be a fault. That might be just the tube waking up if it's not been used for a long time. Right, so skybox is on. How do we tune this? Well, I think I can remember that. You press the open diamond, you press that to tune, and you press the closed diamond to store, and that will store it on. Well, let's get it back to channel 1. So you press that, and then you press that. Oh, that tuned in quick, didn't it? And then you press the closed diamond. When it stops flashing, it's stored it. Like that. Right, so now we have an out of focus, quite bright picture with no colour. Do we need the remote control for this to turn the colour up? I don't think for 1 minute I've got one. It'll be an Philips RC5 code, so I might be able to find something else that'll do. Well, I think I'll just, that black band you can see there, that's on my camera, that's not actually on the telly. Right, let's just see if I can focus it first. I'll just put the camera down. Right, so yeah, that focused up alright, and we've got no volume. Hopefully a quick press here will bring the volume on. And then I think we have to store that level. So you press the open diamond, and then press the closed diamond, and that stores the sound at that level. well, the easiest way to find out is turn the volume down, and then turn the set off and then back and on again, and see if it comes on with volume. No, it didn't. So obviously you store it some other way. But the main problem is, we'll come back to that in a minute. The main problem is we've got to find a way of getting the colour up. So I'm going to have a look if I can find an old remote knocking about somewhere. Right, so we've run into a little tiny bit of trouble. I found this remote control for a Vestel TV. It's RC5 protocol. You can see when I press a button, it flashes.
Even rock fueling gets competitive.
But the only thing I can do is do the volume. I don't know if the channels will change. No, it only does the volume on that remote. So I'm going to have to think where I can find a remote. Right, so no luck yet. I've got the Philips dealer service remote, but all that does is the volume turns it off. Or turns it into standby. It doesn't actually do colour, brightness, contrast. So carry on looking then. Right, so I've had a look round. Tatung D-series remote. These work on the RC5 protocol. Let's try volume. Yeah, so that works. So what we want to do now is colour, which is that one there. Yeah, there we go. It's not immediately obvious because we haven't got a very good program on. Let's just put colour bars on. That's better. Oh, look at that. Plenty of colour there. Right, so let's see if we can turn the brightness down a little bit. Yeah, perfect that. Now we just need to store them settings. Or do you just press the diamond? Let's have a look. Turn it off. Back on again. See if it's stored. Yes. So you just press the diamond to store the settings. Right. Well, that was lucky. We found that. Let's put it back onto a program again. In fact, let's put Sky News on. A little bit more volume. And then let's store that. There's been a second plane crash in just 3 days. Yes, look at that. What a telly that is. Very nice, that. And Donald Trump imposes new trade tariffs on goods from China, Canada and Mexico coming into effect today. Right, so there we go then. That's another very nice addition to my collection of vintage TVs. All I need to do now is give it a really good clean up, because you can see there just how dirty this white case is. But yeah, all in all, what a fantastic telly. Alright guys and girls on YouTube, many thanks for watching my channel. I do have a big interest in vintage TV, so if you'd like to see more, just keep subscribing to my channel. And many thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.